Hey everyone, it's Miss Hans again. I just wanted to give you guys an answer key for the daily math review and the POD that was posted on the school website. So I have an answer key for Monday and Tuesday problems, and then later on in the week I'll be posting for the rest of the week. So I just want to talk about one or two problems for Monday. So we have this first one, divide 30,000 by 10 and then divide it by 10 again. Okay. So we have a couple strategies. We have the strategy of place value chart and going backwards since we're dividing, or we can just set up an equation. So I'm just going to show you one here that I already have set up. And here we have the 30,000 and we're dividing it by 10. So I'm going to cross out those two zeros. We get 3,000. And we're taking that same 3,000 and we're dividing it by 10 again. And that gives us a result of 300. Okay, so here are the answers for the rest of the problems. I think we should look at this one down here. Which choice makes the equation true? So we have 4 and 6 out of 12 is equal to something plus 6 out of 12. Okay, so I noticed that the 6 out of 12 is here and in this other part of the number sentence. So to make this true, I need a 4 here. If we look at our choices, the first one gives us 1, 2, 3, 3 and 6 twelves. The next one has a half and a half, so that's 1 plus 6 twelves. So this one is equal to 1 and 6 twelves. Then we have C gives us 1, 2, 3, 4 and 6 twelves. That's more than what we need. D gives us 1, 2, 3, 4. That's right. Okay, perfect. Let's move on to the Tuesday. Sorry, we're interrupted by an announcement. So let's take a look at the Tuesday problem. So Tuesday, I really like the the place value problem. So it reads, last week, 23,847 tickets were sold for the fair. The number of tickets was rounded to the nearest thousand. Okay, so I have to pay attention that we're rounding and it's to the nearest thousand. A common error would be that you're rounding to a different place value. The number of tickets sold for the music festival was rounded to the nearest thousand as well. They both rounded to the same number. How many tickets were sold for the music festival? Okay, so although it seems like it's just a multiple choice question, it's really a multi-step word problem. So it's asking me to round 23,847 to the nearest thousand. That's going to be my first step. So I did it down here. And when we do that, we get 24,000. Now I know I have to do the same thing for A, B, C, and D. Round each of these to the nearest thousand. But instead of doing that, you can also just eliminate the ones that you know are obviously not true. Like A, it's only 19,461. So that's not going to round to 24,000. You can eliminate it. B also you can eliminate because you know the highest you can go is 23,000. So you would only have to try out C and D. But I'm showing you here on the side how if you round each of these to the nearest thousand, that's what you would get. But the correct answer is D. Okay, that one rounds to 24,000. All right. The next important problem that I want us to pay attention to is the third one. Okay, so this is a division problem. So it reads, ticket prices for 3D movies are $10 for a child and $15 for an adult. One adult, so that's important, that's why I circled it. One adult spent $55 to take a group of children to the movies. Write and solve an equation to find how many children went to the movie. So it says equation. I know I have to use an unknown, a variable. So I'm using T for tickets. So T is equal to, okay, so if he paid $55, that's where we're starting, 55. Then I'm going to be subtracting the $15 because he's one adult. He or she, whoever it is one adult, okay? And then when I get that result, I'm going to have to divide it by 10 to see how many kids came along. So we have 55 minus 15, that's going to be equal to 40 down here. And now divide 40 by 10. That means that T is equal to 4. So 4 kids went to the movies that day. Awesome. Maybe they went to see the new Trolls movie. Who knows? All right, let's move on. Let's look at the comparing fractions one, okay? So we have 4 9s compared to 5 6. I know that we learned a lot about benchmark fractions, so I'm using benchmark fractions for this because I'm thinking, what's half of 9? Okay, so I'm going to think of it like money. Half of $9 would be $4.50. So if I only have 4, I already know that 4 nines is less than a half. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing with the next fraction, 5 6. I know half of 6 is 3, so 5 is already more than a half. So I have a fraction that's less than a half, and I have a fraction that's more than a half. So that means that 4 nines is less than 5 sixths. Great. So now that we're done with math review, let's take a look at POD number 1. So it reads, Miss Yafa is getting ready for the art fair. She ordered 24 bottles of paint. Each bottle costs $16. What is the total cost for each bottle? So if I organize my facts, I know that she has 24 bottles and they're $16 each. So there's my facts. A strategy that we can use would be our area model. So I just worked on making it a little proportional here. So we have 24 times 16. I'm going to decompose the 24 into 20 and 4, and I'm going to decompose the 16 into 10 and 6. So now I'm just going to match up my factors. I have 20 times 10, I get 200. 20 times 6, I get 120. And 4 times 10, I'm going to get 40. 4 times 6, I'm going to get 24. So basically, this is called the area model because that's exactly what we're doing. We're finding the area of each of these rectangles. We're multiplying the length times the width. And our final step would be that we are adding all the partial products. So I have 200, 120, 40, 24. It gives us $384. Part B of the problem tells us that we have 1,256 ounces of paint, and every class is going to get the same number of paint. So we know that this is a division problem. So we have 1,256. We're dividing it by 5. How many groups of 5 can I make if I have 12? I can make 2 groups. Subtract. I get a remainder of 2. I'm going to regroup the 5 over here. How many groups of 5 can I make if I have 25? That's 5, so I'm going to record that up here. 5 times 5 gives me 25. Subtract that, I get a remainder of 0, but I still have the 6 to regroup. Okay, so now I have a 6. How many groups of 5 can I make? I can only make 1. I'm recording that up here. Subtracting the group that I made, so minus 5, I'm going to get a remainder of 1. So I get 251 with a remainder of 1. We can't give this ounce to any of those 5 classes. We can divide it. So our final answer is 251 ounces. All right, guys. So thanks for, oh, by the way, here's a check. Don't forget to check your work. All right, guys. So later on this week, I'll have the answer sheet for the rest of the math review and for POD number 2. See you guys soon.